Hey, and welcome back to another video in the TNL Tips video series. We're focusing on brief tips that can help you out in your teaching, particularly if you're working inside of our Canvas LMS. So today we'll talk about the student view. Student view is the view that if you click in the top right corner or bottom right corner, depending on what stage you're in student view, you get this purple overlay that goes all over your screen, a very thick tab at the bottom of the screen. And then around it, a much thinner series of tabs kind of making that rectangle. This indicates that you're inside of Student View, and Student View is really handy because it allows you to see your class exactly as a student in that class sees it at that point in time. And I say at that point in time because if you have modules or assignments that are not, let's say if today is August 28th, which it is, and if you have things that are going to be published on September 1st, even though you can see them in your typical non-student view, your instructor view, students will not be able to see these items until that date opens. And this is very important because sometimes we get calls in the instruction office where someone says, I can't see the assignment, I can't find it. Most times, out there, the reason for that is an element is unpublished or you didn't include it yet and the students aren't able to access it. So by using Student View, the greatest tip here is that you can see exactly what students see when they log on to the class at that point in time. So let's jump onto Canvas and see how Student View works. Okay, let's jump into Student View, and Student View is truly one of the easiest yet most useful resources you'll find in all of Canvas. All you have to do to engage Student View is go to the right top hand corner, click that, and then you're going to see the magic purple banner around. Let me just bring that in. You can see that on all sides. So you have a very thick banner at the bottom that talks about just what Student View is, and then it allows you to either reset Student View or leave Student View. And then just to remember that, you can actually see that. And the cool thing about it says here the test student has been reset successfully. If you're doing particular things as a test student, like looking at a quiz if it's open and available, then you could reset it and start kind of anew such that you see things from a different perspective starting from the beginning, if you will. At any time when you're ready to leave Student View, just click Leave Student View and you go back to your instructor view. So it's really important to note in Canvas that a lot of the things you see, like I'm seeing right now when I'm currently working on a class, whether it's published or unpublished, it makes no difference, are not necessarily the same things that your students will see. As an example, this is an indication that only you see. It's a content area that is either empty or is made invisible, made inactive. As a result, Canvas shows you that it's invisible or inactive with having an eyeball with a slash through it. And of course, that is accomplished through the settings menu. In the settings menu under navigation, I can choose to hide some of these bits of information from students, these resources. If that's the case, and Canvas considers it to be a key resource like Pages, because every single Canvas class ever created in the history of time through the end of time will always have Pages. And so you might choose to hide that from students, and this is a great example for Student View because we say that Pages are not great for students to navigate because they're undifferentiated. There's no order to Pages as opposed to Module. When you click View All Pages, there's no rhyme or reason as to how this is set up. So very important in this case for me to hide that from my students, but Canvas is letting me know that it's still there. Now check this out. When I hit Student View, Pages and all these other grayed out, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these will all disappear because I'm in the Student View. This is what the students see. Okay, you can see those 5 are gone, including Pages. So this really shows you from the student's eye view exactly what the students see at the moment in time in which you're viewing it. Now I say at the moment of time because here's the deal. If I leave Student View, this is really key to understanding this bit of this tool inside of Canvas. Check out my modules here. This is for my fall class. There's a prerequisite. First, before I can do week 1 module, the prereq is getting started with Anthro 102. Let's jump to Student View and see how dramatically different now the view will be as compared to the view we're seeing with Instructor View. We're going to go to Student View and check this out. And so then what happens is I have to, as a student, view all of these before I can progress through, and each one of these says there's a prereq. Now the other thing to note on this is let's go to one of the assignments. and let's try to click on it. Again, this is the student view. Okay, I'll try written assignment number 1. Topic is locked until September 13th. So what this is saying is that as a student sees this class, they can only click on things that are available to them at that point in time. Again, when I leave student view, I can click on every single assignment because I'm the creator. So I can go back to written assignment 1. I can view it. I can edit here and so forth. The minute I go to student view, that changes. So student view is so key because it's showing you what the students see. It's such a great way to find content that is inaccurate, items that are not published in your class. It really allows you to see at that point in time what students see, and thus once you discover, if I click on my discussion boards and I say, well, students are working on week 1, well, wait, week 1 isn't available yet. According to the students, I try to click on that, I can't do anything. I better go back, leave student view, go back to discussions, week 1, edit the date correctly such that they can correctly see it. So I really recommend the use of student view in this way, such that you can proof content that maybe you thought was ready to go, and in fact it's not ready to go. So that's really it today on Student View. Very easy to use, but invaluable in terms of the effects it can have on your class, particularly as you check for accuracy, check for items that you intended to have visible but are invisible, and check for date ranges that are incorrect in your class, thus allowing you to go back, leaving Student View into your Instructor View, making the correction, going back to Student View again to proof it again, go back to Instructor View, and so forth. So it's really an opportunity to see things from the student's perspective in terms of their point in time at that moment when you're viewing it. Definitely encourage you to use it throughout your journeys here working on your Canvas class at LTCC. That is it today here, focused on Student View and its values in your Canvas class in our TNL Tips video series. I'll be back with additional videos in this series shortly.